Hello student, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Tanu Sharma. In this video, I will start a chapter 5 cascading style sheet CSS of class 10th. Okay, let us discuss our first introduction. We all have learned HTML language in previous chapters. This language is used to design a simple static web page. The means of static web page. Static means that do not change and the static website provides the same information to each viewer of the site. Okay, simply we can say that in case of static we can't change. Okay, a dynamic website on the other hand contain information that keeps on changing. It displays different content each time it is viewed. For example of dynamic websites are twitter.com and facebook.com and others. In case of dynamically we can change. Okay, and HTML is used to create the content of a page such as written text, but on the other hand CSS is used to design the actual website or the style design. The actual website or the style design is of the website including the layout, visual effects and other background color. ओके, सिंपली हम कह सकते हैं HTML जो लैंग्वेज होती है हमारी, जो HTML हम यूज़ करते हैं वो वेब पेज डिज़ाइन करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. ओके, वेब पेज क्रिएट करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. ठीक है, और CSS का यूज़ हम वेब पेज के लेआउट को, उसके कलर को, उसके स्टाइलिश को हमें कैसे चेंज करना है, उसे कैसे अट्रैक्टिव बनाना है. ओके, उसके टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट को कैसे चेंज करना है. ओके, इसके लिए हम कास्केडिंग स्टाइल शीट का यूज़ करते हैं. ओके, लेट अस डिस्कस अ स्टैटिक vs dynamic web page. In static web page, the theme and content remain fixed. In dynamic web page, they can be changed according to runtime. A second, browsing and loading of static web page are faster as they don't have any content that need to be requested from the server. Okay, सिंपली स्टैटिक में जो कंटेंट होते हैं, थीम्स होती हैं वेब पेज की, वो फिक्स होती हैं और डायनामिक में आप चेंज कर सकते हो अकॉर्डिंग टू रन टाइम, जैसे कि हमें ज़रूरत है. ओके, और थर्ड इज changing the content of a static page is difficult because to change the content of a static page you have to develop the page, whereas in dynamic web page it can be done automatically on the server. वेब स्टैटिक वेब पेज को डिफ़िकल्टी होती है हमें जो उसके कंटेंट होते हैं उन्हें चेंज करना है और देन उसे रन कराना है. डायनेमिकली में ऑटोमेटिकली वो रन हो जाता है एंड सेव हो जाता है. ओके, और नेक्स्ट इज नॉर्मल. Normally the file extension of a static web page is .htm or .html, but a dynamic page has .php, .asp and .jsp as their file extension. Okay, and next is static web pages are built using HTML, whereas dynamic web page can be built using PHP, JavaScript and ActionScript. Simply we can say that जो HTML वेब पेज होते हैं जो हम डिज़ाइन करते हैं वो HTML लैंग्वेज के अकॉर्डिंग हम डिज़ाइन कर सकते हैं स्टैटिक वेब पेजेस को, और डायनामिक वेब पेज अगर हमें डिज़ाइन करने हैं उसके लिए हमें PHP, JavaScript एंड अदर्स लैंग्वेज का यूज़ करना होता है. ओके, द बेस्ट एडवांटेज ऑफ हैविंग अ डायनामिक वेब पेज इज दैट its maintenance is easy and its content can be updated dynamically on the fly. Okay then, next a recap of HTML. HTML is a markup language to create a web page. This language comprises of predefined tag or element with its property enclosed in angular brackets. HTML में जो टैग होते हैं, वो जो प्री डिफाइंस हैं, जो HTML के टैग हैं, हम उसे यूज़ करते हैं. CSS में हम अपने खुद ओन टैग क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. ओके, खुद के टैग ओपन बना सकते हैं और उन्हें उसी टैग से क्लोज कर सकते हैं. ओके, and HTML was introduced in 1980 by Tim Berners-Lee. Very important, read it and learn. Okay. Next is, what is HTML? Let us discuss some about DHTML. What is DHTML? DHTML stands for Dynamic Hypertext Markup Language. Okay. A static web page is created by HTML, while to create dynamic web page you need DHTML. सिंपली, अगर आपको स्टैटिक वेब पेज क्रिएट करना है तो आपको HTML का यूज़ करना है. अगर आपको डायनामिक वेब पेज क्रिएट करना है तो DHTML का यूज़ करना है. ओके, DHTML टेक्नोलॉजीज like JavaScript, CSS and DOM. These are the DHTML technology. Okay, simply it is a combination of web development technologies to create dynamically changing websites. Website designed with DHTML can be include animation, dynamic menus and text effect. The technology used include a combination of HTML, JavaScript, VBScript, CSS and the document object models. Okay, this is the technology that is used to create a dynamic web page. Let us discuss the most common features of DHTML are as follow. First feature is that it enables the user to change the content of the page dynamically. The element present on the web page can be positioned dynamically. And third is, it allows the user to change the style of the page dynamically. It is a collection of many technologies. It creates dynamic web page. Okay, a next page is this. It will be fast, open, client-side processing. Honest, it reduces time to load web page on the browser. It includes dynamic and animated menu on the web page. It is done using JavaScript or style sheet in a HTML page. And also learn this point, so in left side and learn it. Okay. These are the most common features of DHTML. Let us discuss some components of DHTML. A first component of DHTML is scripting, and second DOM, third HTML, and fourth CSS. Let us discuss one by one. First of all, discuss about scripting. These provide the mechanism to interpret the user actions. For example, mouse clicks and hovering. It can also respond to the action by using a set of predefined instructions, such as highlighting the text activated by the mouse action. Although the HTML can use several scripting languages, but JavaScript is the most commonly used script for cross communication between the browser using the HTML page. Okay. Simply we can say that with scripting the HTML element, we can write base structure of a web page. A next is DOM. DOM stands for Document Object Model. The DOM outline web page content in a way that makes it possible for HTML elements, style sheet, and scripting language to interact with each other. The W3C defined DOM as a platform and language natural interface that will allow program and script to dynamically access and update the content, structure, and style of the documents. The document can be further processed and the results of the processing can be incorporated back into the persistent stage. Simply we can say that what is the means of DOM. With DOM, we can have a map on every element in the HTML page. Okay, let us discuss the third point, HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is standardized markup language for creating web pages and web applications to be rendered on World Wide Web. HTML elements are the building blocks of web pages. With HTML elements, image, forms, tables, and other objects can be rendered on a web page. Browser don't display the HTML element but uses them to interpret the contents of the web page. Simply, we can say that in our language with HTML element, we can write base structure of a web page. Okay. Let us discuss our fourth point, CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. It is a style sheet language that is used for describing the look and face of a document written in the markup language like HTML. It provides an add-on feature of HTML. CSS is used along with HTML to create more presentable and formatting layout for a web page or multiple web pages. Simply we can say that in our language or the means of CSS, with the CSS we can change the style of any HTML element. Okay, done. Simply scripting. With scripting we can access and have operations on the element in the DOM tree. With DOM we can have a map on every element in the HTML page. With HTML element, we can write base structure of a web page. And fourth, with CSS, we can change the style of an HTML element. Okay, done? So that I've done. Today's homework is read chapter 5. Okay. Thanks to all students.